Chloe. And this is our 6-month update. Half a year. Happy year birthday, Chloe. Yes. I cannot believe it. I'm going back to work soon. And I have to apologize because I haven't been keeping up with my videos and my vlogs and that. I want to stick to these monthly ones at the bare minimum. And the reason why is just because I'm like, it's suddenly hit me that I don't have that much longer left with her before I go back to work and before I don't have all my time to spend with her. Bless you. So I've been, really just doing tons of stuff with her and just playing with her all the time, trying to teach her new things, sing her songs constantly. We've made up so many songs. When I go to these nursery rhymes at the library weekly, and a lot of them I don't know the words to. And so, of course, I get the tune. I guess because of dance and ballet, it's something I'm used to, at least picking up the tune of it. But a lot of the time I don't quite hear what they're saying. So we make up our own words and we personalize them. So most of them involve the name Chloe. So Chloe has made a few big jumps this month. And one of them is eating her first solids. So if you've seen my previous videos, she's sort of like sucked on my apple a bit before. She's really been watching us eating and has really wanted to get involved with that and taste new things. So I had previously let her suck my apple, but this time the first proper solids that we gave her, and this was just before she turned 6 months, was baby rice. And oh, the poor thing, she desperately wants it, but she doesn't know how to swallow yet. So you put it in her mouth, and then she's like really wanting it. Put it in her mouth, and then she's like, and she doesn't know what to do with it, and then she sticks out her tongue, and then it comes out. So we're having to work on that. It's gone a little bit better, and I think just the more we do it, the more she'll get used to it. And we'll try some different things as well, won't we? She has also, in her swimming classes, gone underwater. Now, this was so scary when it first happened, because you just don't know what they're gonna do. You desperately want them to close their eyes and to close their mouths and to not breathe, but they don't know, and hopefully they do. So the first week the teacher did it herself, so that was a bit easier. And then the next time you yourself, the parent who's in the pool with the baby, has to do it. And she was surprisly okay. It's a shock to them, so she's not quite ready for it. You give the cue, and hopefully in the future you'll know what that means. And then you bring them underwater, and then when she comes up, she's kind of like, her face is all wet, and she's kind of like, where am I? What just happened? A few of the babies would cry a bit, but that's getting less and less as we do it more and more. You cried once, I think, didn't you? Yeah. We've also been lucky enough to practice a little bit in a hot tub that we have. As you know, we moved in a few months ago now, and the previous owners had a hot tub which they left. So I've had it serviced and cleaned and that, which took ages to organize. But finally we can use it, and she does love it. We put on the bubbles the first time, which probably wasn't a good idea because it's pretty overwhelming to begin with, to be in like, you know, the water for her, so the bubbles were probably a bit too much. So now we just go in without the bubbles, don't we? And and we practice everything that she's learnt in the swim classes, so hopefully those terms, she's getting like familiarized with them. And soon you'll know exactly what they mean. Like when you say, kick, 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 kick. Yes? Is that confusing? Because we're not in the water. Yes, good girl. Yeah. And she also had the chance to practice her swimming skills in Barcelona. So we went on our first family holiday, just me, Chloe, and my husband Vig, and we were not sure how she would be. And she was amazing. So we didn't quite do our dinners at 5, 6 p.m. as we probably should have. We did them at like around 8, 9. And she was just brilliant. We had her in her pram and she could lie down. And at her regular bedtime feeding, we would give her regular bottle. And that would generally pretty much knock her out. So she'd be sleeping while we were eating. And then she'd usually remain sleeping when we got back to the hotel. And then we'd kind of transfer her to the little cot that the hotel had prepared for her. And then we'd give her a night feed. So even if she woke up a bit, that night feed just kind of put her back down. So we have continued with the night feed, both at home and on that holiday. And it has really worked a treat, hasn't it? Yes. Thank you for letting us sleep. Yeah. In Barcelona, she also went to the beach for the first time. It was a bit too cold to go in the water, but we dipped her toes in the sand and we felt a bit of the water, but it was quite cold. And we saw lots of sights, and it was just so much fun. We basically did what we normally would do on our holidays, just Vig and I. But she was there, and she like kept up with everything, and it just, you know, I always love our holidays before her, but now they're just even more fun because she's there and you can take pictures with her, and she's just always happy. And she was just loving seeing people. There were pretty much every time we went on the subway, someone would make eye contact and start smiling, and she would just light up. Like, that was amazing. And then there were a few times where we'd be on the subway and it wasn't that crowded, and no one has made eye contact with her or anything. So, and if there was someone there, she would stare them down. And she would stare them down until they looked at her and smiled. And then she would smile back. So it was quite funny because we were just observing. And lastly, we've begun putting her in the jumperoo. So this was lent to us by a friend. And the first time she went in it, she was pretty much like, whoa, what is all this? And she wasn't quite enjoying it yet because it was pretty overwhelming, I think, all these new toys and just to be in that position to play in. So the first time, yeah, you were a little bit shocked by the whole thing, but now she is totally loving it. She'll, you know, spend a good 20 minutes, half an hour in there, and she'll be, you know, jumping around. And she just loves all the toys around and the sounds it makes and everything. So it's great to have a new sort of toy, a little spot that I can put her in when I need to do something. Now, next month I'm going to be starting work, which is good and bad. It'll be nice to go back and see my friends and to really get in shape again. But of course, very sad to not be able to spend all day, every day with you. We also have a wedding coming up. That's your auntie. So we're really looking forward to that. Hopefully she'll be a good girl. And we're gonna be getting a visit from her brother, whose name is Smokey. He's a little rabbit, your older brother. So that should be nice. It'll be interesting to see if she can like actually see the animal this time. Because when we were in Canada, my parents had 4 cats, and she wasn't quite registering that that was an animal and that was a pet and it's moving, because I guess, you know, everything's still so new to them. So yeah, that'll be fun to see. Yes, just don't spit on him or drool on him. And we're also going to be taking you to a farm. There's a lovely farm nearby called Godstone Farm. And I think, hopefully she's not too young, but I think it's got even like a little soft play area for babies. So I think it'll be a good experience for her. And hopefully you'll grow up going to that place and you'll recognize it in the future. Oh yes, and one last thing. She is still rolling over onto her front. She is still not rolling back over. So, oh, it's even more frustrating than my last video, because in my last video I was explaining how she turns over and I can leave her for a bit, but then she starts crying and crying because she can't turn back over. So she can stay longer on her belly now before she starts crying. However, now in that time when she's quiet, she'll often be sick and then like kind of face plants, and then she starts crying because it's like, oh, I'm crying because I can't keep my head up anymore, and then I find that there's puke under there. So it's gotten a bit messy, and I just feel bad for her because, yeah, no one wants that. Well, please let me know if you guys have struggled with that. How do you get them to turn back over? I've showed her a few times, but yes, we need help. Please put that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more. And bye for now. Say bye.